Can they see us?
Yeah, they can see us.
Was that burp live?
Yeah.
They heard you.
Oh my god.
Heard you crystal clear.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Testing 1, 2, 3. All right.
Everything's working. So
All right. So where we left off, I think you missed most of our conversation that we had. All right. So bump the back. Okay.
Do we have a laptop on that's playing?
No.
Mm-mm. I don't think so.
Playing it back? How about now? You guys,
Mm-mm.
We're not on anything.
can you guys all hear each other?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I don't know what happened. We'll blame somebody else, anybody but us, but we lost sound and we're back here. And I will, while you girls are talking, picking it back up, I'll be working, trying to get this stream back out there so everybody can kind of catch up. And if Mel, if you could restart your initial question that you asked after we did the break, Cameron, then we'll try and pick it back up and you guys giggle around some more. And
Okay, so I believe I asked 2 questions before we realized the sound was off, but we'll start with going back to your environment and not only being like the physical environment around you, like your home space being clean, but like the people around you.
So we're gonna touch topic on that again?
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine. So I just feel like for me personally, I had to go through personal experiences to learn that not only did I have to find clarity in my home environment, but I had to find clarity in the things that I did every day, the people that I saw every day. And I had to filter out, were these people good for my spirit? Or was the things that I'm watching, did they make me feel happy? How did they make me feel after them? And I think just being consciously aware of how you feel after you finish something or you get done hanging out with somebody will tell you everything you need to know about whether or not it's good for you. Like we tend to not listen to our bodies, but our bodies will tell you everything that you need to know. So I think just when you do something and you feel like you gotta question it, like, oh, I'm hanging out with this person, is this good? I don't know if everyone in my tummy can roll that hard. I don't know. I think are they good for you? It's just about like stepping away from them and being like, okay, well, after I get done hanging out with them, how do I feel? Do I feel good? Do I feel happy? Do I feel like, we just talked about stuff that didn't matter? Like, it's good to have playful conversations. Don't get me wrong. But I think having a friendship solely based off of drama and gossip, that's not good for you, and you're not going to bring good energy in your life interacting with those kinds of people or interacting like that. Like, even if that's you, you're just not going to bring good energy. And just even with things like food, like, after I eat, how does this make me feel? Like, you eat a whole bag of hot Cheetos, you make me feel good. And I love hot Cheetos too. So but in moderation, it's like, okay. And just like, after you clean your room, how do you feel? Don't you feel more clear? So like, I think just starting to do more of the things that make you feel good is the best way to like really have a good environment, whether that's mentally, physically, or emotionally,
Nice. And I believe the other question that I asked was any advice or words of encouragement for anybody who might want to start their own business or anything here on the res.
Okay, so I think that one thing that I personally had was I was like, I'm going to wait till the right time to do this. There's no right time to do it. Never, ever, ever. What if you, God forbid, something happens tomorrow? When's the right time? You waited too long. You're never going to find out your full capacity and what you could truly do in this life. And I think being able to understand that, like, you're going to fail. But the failure will bring resiliency. Good word. But I think just understanding that, like, you know, you're gonna mess up, and that's okay because that's what it's all about. You know, you in order to continually to be good at something, you have to fail, you have to practice, you know, and with practice comes failure. So I think just understanding, like, it's okay, like, you're like tending to yourself and knowing that just because you messed up or you made a mistake or you're learning, it's not the end of the world, and being gentle with yourself along this journey. Because when you become an entrepreneur, the whole world is going to be hard on you. You know, you need somebody to be soft to you. Like, not only should you be hard on yourself, but you need somebody to be like, oh, you know, like, it's okay, like, you're gonna be okay, you know. So I think just having the resiliency and understanding that, like, there's never gonna be a right time for anything in this life, and also understanding that, like, even if you don't have a support system, you're still gonna make it, you know. Like, just because you don't have people around you who see your vision, that doesn't mean that it's not written in the stars for you still. So I think just remembering that, like, you got you know, at the end of the day, and, like, knowing that nobody else is going to give you what you desire in this world. So the only thing stopping you between you and your dreams is yourself and the limitations that you put on yourself. If you tell yourself you can't do something, you're not gonna do it, you know. But if you reach for the stars, and the stars might be far, but you're gonna get there. You know, you might have to go through some things, but that rocket is gonna get you there. And it's crazy. It's gonna get bumpy. It's gonna be smooth. You know, it's gonna take time. There's gonna feel times where you feel very stagnant, but you're still gonna get there. You know, wherever there is for you. So that's how I feel. That's what I think, you know, everybody should know. And just knowing that, like, it's okay. You know, I think that, like, at the end of the day, like, along this journey, I just want, for myself, I just have to tell myself, like, it's gonna be okay, you know. And you're not gonna know what you're doing every single day. Like, I don't wake up and know that, like, what I'm gonna do. And even when I go into business meetings, I don't always know what I'm gonna say, you know. But, like, I really trust the universe, and I'm like, come through, you know. Let this creator consciousness come within me, you know, take over my body. So just trusting that, like, you're meant to be here. You're meant to make an impact. Like, just because, you know, you felt so small your whole life, like, you're meant to make an impact, and you can make an impact, and you can do whatever you want to do in this world if you set your mind to it.
You seem real happy all the time, real energetic. Do you wake up like this, or what kind of mindset do you wake up? Do you have to put yourself in that mindset?
I'm like everybody. Oh, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Was that what you said? Question first? You, Lauren.
Oh, me?
Oh.
I was trying to make it about Mel, and I forgot we're not making it about Mel.
My mom started watching this live, like, does she wake up like this? Honestly, it took me a long time. When I was younger, I used to be really angry, really frustrated, and I'd wake up really crabby. But we'll go back to, it was the people I was also around. You know, I chose to let myself be around these people. Now, I'm somebody, I can't talk to somebody the first hour and a half I wake up. Like, I need that time to become grounded within my own emotions. I would like to say I'm a very, like, positive person. I'm not always a happy, you know, like, but I am a positive person. So if something's going wrong, I'm gonna try to find the positive in it, because there's no other way. You know, I'm not gonna sit there and drown in my sorrows. Like, I don't be damned. You know? So I think just being able to understand that, like, I have another day to make something happen, and I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm still breathing. Everybody I love's around me, you know, and I just I'm here. And I think that having that gratitude makes me so happy, and it makes me be grateful for life, and just to see what's gonna happen, and, you know, the experiences that are gonna, like, play out for me. I think all my happiness comes from just being so excited for what life's gonna bring, because I can't even fathom what life's gonna bring, you know. Even, like, this opportunity, like, I would have never fathomed, like, oh, like, it was just a dream for me, you know. So I get to wake up excited and be like, dang, what's in store for me, you know, what's gonna happen in the next few weeks or the next month, because we truly don't ever know what opportunities are going to be presented to us. I also don't I like to keep my energy the way it is. There's certain things I don't do. I don't listen to certain music. I don't, like I said, I don't be around certain people. I don't eat certain things. Like having a good health takes work. You know what I mean? And that's what people don't understand is you're not going to just wake up and be like, oh, so happy. No, it takes work. Like you got to do things that you don't want to do. You know, you got to miss out on going out and drinking for the weekend because did you know that alcohol is an antidepressant? It takes a week to get out of your body. If you drink, you literally become sad. You know, there's times where I want to go out and I see everybody drinking and having fun, but I know the way that my body is, I'm not going to be able to bounce back from that, you know? And I already have a difficult time trying to balance like the highs and the lows in my life. So like I don't need anything else that's gonna make my lows lower. So I just really try to focus on the things that make my highs feel higher, you know, being around people I love, eating really good food that I enjoy eating, that's good for my body, you know, dressing up and just taking time to really nurture the physical and mental and emotional aspect of myself.
That was kind of a setup question. You kind of answered it, but one thing that we every single one of us come across is kind of that negative person, that crab in the bucket. I dealt with that about 8 years ago at a work site, and it was a learning experience for me. I could have just shut down and left, but I learned that I need to tune that stuff out. I need to not, like you said, not be around them people. So my ex calls me fake now. She says I'm happy. I'm happy all the time. Why are you so happy all the time? And it's because my circle's smaller. I don't go around that negative people. If somebody's here to tell me gossip, like one of the things I hate is, guess what I heard? I'll walk away from that. I don't even care what you heard. Tell me what you know. But is there something that you do that takes you out of that, or do you listen to that, or how do you let that stuff affect you, or what do you do? What advice do you got that you deal with that when you get a crab in a bucket or somebody that's just negative? How do you deal with that?
So the first thing that I do is I wonder, like, okay, I want to touch topic on this. I don't know if this applies to this question, but I think when it comes to the crabs in a bucket, one thing we need to normalize more is being happy. Like I have a class, right? And they'd be like, tell me your high and your low. I don't got a high for them. I ain't got no low. Everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy because I ain't got nothing negative that really genuinely happened to me, you know? So like, even if I'm sick, but I'm still breathing, you know, I'm still alive. And you could call that overly happy, but I call that like being able to see the sunshine in no matter how dark of an area I'm in, you know? But I think for that, it's just being like, it really sucks because I have people that I really love, you know, that are like this. And I think it's just about like being able to love them from a distance. You know, it's really, really hard when it's people that you love because you don't want to not be around them, you know? You don't want to not have to cut them off or shy away from them because they are this way. But I think just like having boundaries, I'm very big on boundaries, you know? So if you come around me acting any kind of way that don't resonate with my boundaries, you gotta go. Like, and everybody in my life knows that I stand on this. And I think being very firm with the energy that you want in your life will help you. You know, not a lot of people are. So they'll sit around and they might not intertake in the conversation that's happening, but they'll sit around it, you know? So are you just as bad as those people? Like, you know, it's a question you could ask yourself. And if that's the case, like, I'm not no saint either. You know, sometimes I get really uncomfortable in situations where people start talking about other people and I don't really know what to do, you know, like, and I'm still learning too. I'm not going to sit here and say that sometimes, like, I'll hear something and I'll be like, oh my God, like, you know, like, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, but I'm also learning. Don't say nothing back, you know, like, don't interact with it. You better just say, oh my God, and keep that information in your head, you know. Now, will I go ever repeat anything I hear? No, you know, that's something that I've grown out of. So I think there's different phases to it, you know. There's the phase where you really interact with that negativity. Then there's the phase where you become aware and you're like, okay, I'm gonna sit in this, but I'm not gonna engage in it, you know? And then there's the one where you're like, oh, hell no, like, you ain't gonna get me to engage and you ain't gonna get me to sit around here and I'm about to tell all of you, this ain't right, you know? Like, so I think just that, like being able to know. But yeah, I'm not saying I don't gossip, but I'll definitely be like, that's juicy. You know, like I'm not gonna sit up here and fake it with nobody. Like, well, it's just me about being real, you know. So yeah, I'll say that. But just know if anything ever be said about it's stuck in my heart. I got my own things too, you know. I hope somebody just be like, that's juicy, and they move along. But yeah, that's how I feel like I deal with it. It's just not really partaking into those conversations and I'm still getting to the point where I gotta be like, no, like we shouldn't talk about that, you know, but it's uncomfortable. So I try to do things like I'll be like, they'll be gossiping and I'll be like, oh, like I'll try to change the subject and it ain't got nothing to do with what's going on. And I'm like, oh my God, now I'm sitting here stressed because we talk about something whole different. But that's how I personally handle it. But I think something else that I really want to touch topic on is this is all learned behavior. You know, this is all, we learned this from the people around us and they learned it from the people around them. And I don't judge nobody for what they're doing. I don't judge you because you gossip. You know, I don't judge you because you're a crab in a bucket. Actually, I feel empathy for you because what are you going through in your life that causes you to feel like this? You know, there's something I'm not seeing. You know, there's something the outside world isn't seeing. So why are you so unhappy? You know, and all I could do is I could just give you love because when I think about times in my life where I was like that, it was because I kept trying to mask everything that was wrong inside of me, you know? And it's easy for anybody to sit here and be like, no, like that person, they're just like, they just be always talking ish about people. You know? Like, I can stop myself. They be talking ish about people. They, you know, like they're a crab in a bucket, but like, why? Like, why? You know, the real reason is why. And I think just understanding that, like, we all just need some extra TLC. You know, we all need someone to ask us, why are you like this? Because has anybody truly ever said why? Everyone's so quick to pass judgment. You know, like, I'm gonna stay away from you. You're a crab in the bucket, but ask me why. You know, ask me why I'm so frustrated every day when I wake up. You know, ask me why I can't sit on the phone and have I can't have good phone etiquette with people. You know, probably never ever learned it too, but. You know, there's just so many other emotions. Now, things take real training. I think we need a phone etiquette training. Our tribe does, you know, we come on now, like we're just from the res, like, and it's okay to have that. Like people think, oh, I don't need that. Like, bro, you're gonna spend your whole life from the moment you're born till the day you die learning. And if you don't become submissive to the fact that you don't know everything, you're never gonna grow. So like even something as simple as phone etiquette. Like no, even now, like I do cleaning for a business. If I could go, if there's a cleaning training, I'm gonna go because they might do something different in a way that I don't know how to do it. You know, so I think just being able to be open to like learning from other people and even people younger than you. Let's just say that people don't want to do that. So I think just having that openness, you know. So yeah.
We've been doing this for well over an hour. We usually do it for an hour, well, then we had the sound off for a while too, so that part didn't count. But I want to invite you back because there's some other things that I want to talk to you about. One is voting. The youth, they don't vote. We only have like 2,000 people that vote every time, and it's the same people.
Yeah.
So we won't talk about that right now. I'll have you back for that. I'll have you back when Sunrise is here because you guys are into a lot of the same things, and I think that you two will really vibe off each other. And
I know a lot of what you said. I'm like, I wish Sunrise was here. She was like,
and I'll have my edit button ready in case you guys I have to do all that stuff too.
Sunrise replied on me.
And then there's just a whole bunch of other stuff that we didn't get to touch on. I want to talk to you about. I too have a business, so I want to talk to you about the steps that you got to go through that most people, that nobody around here tells you about. Setting up your LLC, setting up your bank account, all that stuff. We could spend an hour on just setting that, talking about that stuff, starting your own business. So I'd like to invite you back sometimes, maybe several times. But for right now, I want to, if you have anything to conclude, I want you to say something about your business, do a little shout out. Anybody, any family, anybody graduating, the last few minutes is all yours if you want to just let loose on whatever you want.
So first, I would like to thank all of my clients that help support Cozy Cleaning because it would not work without you guys. Like, you guys are literally the backbone. And I would like to thank my amazing friend Jaden because she's literally really helps my business. Like, I think of her as my partner because she genuinely has pulled through. I would like to thank everybody. You know, I just love everyone. No, genuinely. But to all the graduates graduating, like, good luck for real. You don't have to. Okay, I don't suggest going to college right away, but I do suggest finding something that brings you passion and purpose. You know, don't go into school, don't go into college, and then go into debt. You know, and then end up dropping out 2 years later, and then you become an entrepreneur. That's just my story, but I went back to school. But you know, and I just want to say like you could really be anything that you want in this book. Like, you genuinely can be. And like, I know you could say that and you'd be like, she's saying BS, but like, no, I'm being so for real. You know, just because it's not around us, just because we didn't see a movie actor or America's Next Top Model or a video director or, you know, a rapper, because there's all types of talent out here. Just because you didn't see that here on Rosebud Reservation and not anybody in your family has done that doesn't mean that you can do it, you know? And just love yourself and take care of yourself and be good energy to those, because what you put out comes back in times 10. So, hi Mom, I love you. Thank you for staying tapped in this whole time. And thank you to everybody who's watching for real. It means a lot that you guys cared enough to hear what I gotta say, you know? So thank you very much, everybody.
And sorry about the sound. We'll make sure that everything's working properly next week. But couple of things to end on. Lakota Language Preservation Project, which is where Protected and Sacred is nestled under. We are now putting out this Ichungo Uyapaha. That's the local tribal newspaper. I'm actually working on that right now. So if you have any stories, I want to put elder stories in there. Actually, Dwayne Hollowhorn Bear is going to help us with some Lakota written articles. Anything that you want to have in there, if you want to cover your program or anything that you guys got going on for the June newspaper, send me an email under my tribal email, lawrence.hyattjr@rst-innocent.gov. And also, Youth Day is going to be coming up the end of July 26th, I believe. And we're working on getting Tanya Joel Hall, so we just need to get that contract signed, and she will be hosting Youth Day. So if you guys have any activities that you want to do, get a hold of myself or Nicole Marshall, and we will.
And we're gonna pay Tanya.
Yeah, that's what the contract's for. See, that's another discussion that we want to get into. But that was Facebook Live for about 2 weeks there. But yeah, we're definitely gonna have the payment ready. Anything else, guys? That's all I got. No.
Book with me. My bookings will be open after the 24th. I'm really filled up right now. But after that, I will clean your home with love.
And you are you also open to tribal businesses?
Yes, so tribal businesses, we could get a contract together. We could be locked in, support one another.
All right, thank you for coming on the Wake Up Show.
Thank you so much, Cameron, for coming
Thank you
on
guys.
at so short notice.
No, it's fine.